I'm going to be talking about the limbic structures. So here I have the list, the same one Dr. Kim has. I just wrote it out. So I'll be looking at that in order to go and hit all the points. So I will be using this diagram. I'll be using this diagram. And then this diagram for kind of a closed ventral view. I couldn't get a better one, but I'm going to be using this one. Okay, so the cingulate gyrus is going to be up here. And the parahippocampal gyrus will be here. The hypothalamus is going to be right here, where I drew it out. And then the olfactory cortex is going to be right in here. Okay. And then the amygdala is going to be right here. And then the hippocampus is going to be right in here. But it's kind of like not a good view, so it's also going to be here in this view. So in order to explain how the olfactory system works, you have olfactory receptor cells that are located in the olfactory epithelium, and this allows for axons and the receptors to be collected into the olfactory phyla, and then this is going to end in the olfactory bulb, which will then go into the olfactory tract. The fibers will go to the primary olfactory cortex. They will also go to the amygdala, and then they will connect to the hypothalamus, the limbic system, and the thalamus. So the hippocampus, which is going to be here in this diagram. The hippocampus is in charge of memory, and then the amygdala, which is going to be here again. The amygdala is in charge, it's like a great sensory location. So it'll be in charge of emotion, your emotional response, that sorts of thing. Okay. And then to discuss the lesion effects, the lesion effect of the olfactory system. Lesions of the olfactory system means you can't smell. So it kind of takes away the enjoyment from eating. So it'll be hard to do those kinds of things. You can't smell. It'll be hard to notice if something's wrong, like a fire. So that's what's going to go on in the olfactory system if there's a damage or lesion of that sort. A lesion of the hippocampus. The hippocampus is going to be memory, like kind of amnesia, antegrade amnesia. So this means you're not going to be able to remember much. A lesion of the amygdala. The amygdala means you're not going to have an emotional response, or if you're in a situation where you do need an emotional response, you're not going to be able to react correctly. So you're going to have almost like the wrong emotional response. A lesion of the mammillary bodies. I can't pronounce it. Mammillary bodies. It's going to be, you cannot form new memories. So this can be caused by chronic alcoholism, and damage to the mammillary bodies means no new memories. Damage of the bilateral temporal lobe means you're not going to have emotions. You're going to be hypersexual, and then like the sensory stimuli is going to be way too intense. So this can also mean like behavioral, like your behavior is going to be off, not necessarily wrong behavior, but it'll be not adequate behavior for whatever the situation is. So the lesions of these are pretty serious and are all like behavior issues and can change how you feel about yourself. So like the eating, the not remembering, no emotions. Yeah, so all of these are going to be lesions of the limbic system.